What up, y'all? Welcome to Hotep-ish. Intelligent-ish talk. Intelligent shit talk. We here live. Yes. If you hear me, I just want to let y'all know if y'all hear me coughing, it's not the coronavirus. It's that weed I just finished puffing with Mike up outside in the car. Well, you only hit it once. I thought I rolled the long joint thinking Mike is gonna smoke with he like nah, I'm good, man. I got some things to do later on.
Nah, I didn't say that. I said I had some brownies.
Oh, that's what you said. Okay. You had some brownies?
I had some brownies.
Had. Keyword had. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, he's in the building. You just heard his voice. Mike Robertson.
What up, man?
Thanks for coming down. Thank you. And also in studio, I got one of my longtime friends in comedy. Because, like, as far as comedy years, we've been knowing each other since we was newborns. In comedy years, This is somebody I consider more than just a comedian. He's been a friend away from comedy, too, and in life. And a good overall dude. Has this great joke on Harriet Tubman.
That's my bitch.
Funny as hell. But it's respectful.
I love her.
Of the lineage because he studied the history of her before he wrote it. Steve Henry in the building.
Yeah, what's up, Dewan? Thank you for having me, man.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Steve, for coming in. Steve is an interesting dude because back when I used to host at the Comedy Union, he would help me out. You know what I mean? When it was new, when we was all new in this comedy game. We really hustled that show for like a year.
A year, man. Every Monday for a year. That was dope.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. And then when we started making that place money, they say, nah, we cool on booking,
Yeah, you knew it wasn't going to go anywhere when they weren't trying to put us on social media. Now they're on social media every day.
We ran that whole year in the era of social media with no social media support.
Yeah.
Still just did it.
A lot of text messages, phone calls.
Yep.
Damn, really?
I would
like
invite,
that.
I would
Emails.
I remember we would invite chicks from we go to gymnastic meets and be like, yo, we doing a show on Monday. Chicks would come from gymnastic meets and shit.
We go out and just invite chicks to the show, just being out.
Yeah. Everybody likes comedy though, man.
Yeah, they do.
Especially when it's good. If it's bad, they're not gonna come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because you're right about that, man. When it comes to you got to be good when it's comedy,
Yeah. The only thing about that place, Comedy Union, it's a good club, but man, that upstairs though, man, that was like the Black Helen Keller attic. So you went up
DJ
there,
booth is?
Yeah, you didn't know if you were gonna come back. I was like, I'm glad Teddy Ray's doing okay right now. He was up there all the time.
He's hooking up back there too. Hey man, it's a lot of time that came out that room and out that era.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? It was like she was just 10 years ago. It seemed like, but damn.
Yeah, you called it an era.
Yeah, but
I guess it is.
We were all brand new in comedy, brand new. London Brown, Teddy Ray,
Brandon Wild,
Brandon Wiley, Steve. These guys on TV.
Daphne started there.
She getting millions of views now. We were all new.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's inspirational to see, cats doing what they do, and people ain't really got no egos. Yeah, like that. Like everyone for the most part is still mad cool. Ain't Teddy cool as shit. I saw him last week. Shouts out to Teddy Ray.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I saw Teddy. What was it? A few weeks ago. And that was the first time, he's always smoking, but that's the first time I actually had a drink.
Yeah.
I had a drink with him at the Savoy. I was like, yo, we about to get lit.
Yes.
Teddy Ray's a good dude, man.
Yeah, man. Good dude, man. Well, I want to get right into it because we talking about jokes. We talking about funny things going on. This Corona scare. Woof. Man, people are scared.
Scared to death, bro.
And I just want to get right into it. What does Corona got to do with toilet paper?
Yeah, that's a weird correlation. I don't know
because
where that
they
came
said the
from.
symptoms is a runny nose. Get Kleenex.
I know, huh?
Right.
I went to Costco because you know how it is. I need some napkins and stuff like that for the house. It was just my normal run to go get some. You know what I mean? It wasn't no Corona scare. But I buy one pack at a time. Every 2 months, every 3 months.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is the little 2.5. I'm at 2.5 right now. So it's okay, yeah, I need some shit. I go to Costco.
You know what's funny, man? You know what's funny? I haven't bought toilet paper in like 7 years. And my friends are make fun of me because they're like, so where do you get your toilet paper? I'm like, Wendy's bathroom.
Right.
Whenever I stay at a hotel, I take the toilet paper because I'm entitled to it. I paid for the room.
Wow.
I always take just one. Just the one roll.
Just one.
Yeah. And
The one that got the little triangle on it and shit.
Yeah.
See, 'cause they'll like fold that
Yeah,
shit
they'll fold
like
that
it's
up
new.
nice.
See
but-
me, I can't take no chances. I need that extra soft toilet paper. You know what I mean?
That's how my
So-
roommate is.
Yeah,
He needs that extra soft stuff.
I need that quilted. You
I
know what I
go to
mean?
the
Man, I'm
Caribbean.
with you, man.
I
So,
don't care.
you go to the Caribbean, y'all was wiping your ass with leaves and shit.
Yeah.
See, nah, I need that
Right.
quilted duh.
Man.
And so I go to Target. We it was just too long of a line because it didn't we went on Wednesday. It was sold out. So they said they were sold out by like 10:30 at Costco.
Of toilet paper?
Yeah, of toilet paper. So I went back this morning because in the morning I be driving Uber before I get to work, and I say, okay, cool. I'm gonna get to Costco at 7 in the morning when they open up the business center, not the regular Costco. I'm gonna go to the business center where people be forgetting about. Man, I go to that motherfucker. That line was wrapped around the Costco it was wrapped to the gas pumps
Damn.
at 7 a.m. And I saw people
That's crazy.
getting toilet paper. I'm like, God damn.
It's
What?
crazy, bro.
That's you know what? What's also funny about this whole thing is, they're talking about this just the simple things. This happens every year. They're like, you got to wash your hands. Look, I already wash my hands all the time.
Right.
I have Purell in the car. I have Purell at work. I have Purell in my room. I have Purell everywhere. Like, who's not washing their hands?
I know, dog.
We know who. We know who.
Hey, we know who not washing their hands. We all go to the bathroom at
We
these
know.
sporting events.
We know who it is.
That's why, like, when I worked in corporate America, I didn't shake not near white person's hand. Co-worker, they be cool as hell. What's up, James? We can do a fist bump. We can do an elbow bump. We can do a head. What's up?
Damn.
I've been working in corporate America since '94.
Ooh.
And I always have a block in my head of the people or the guys that I see in the
Yes.
bathroom who leave without washing their hands. I always have a red flag, like, don't shake his
You
hand.
remember, huh?
Oh, of
Yeah, you
course.
can't forget that. You can't forget that.
Of course.
I had this old coworker named Alfonso one time. I was in the bathroom at work, dropping a load, and I saw him come up in there. You know the little cracks.
Yeah.
He went there and peed, and I didn't hear not near water run. I was like, ooh. Now you got to be a nasty motherfucker.
Yeah.
If the person sitting on the toilet is calling you nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Nah.
nasty.
Yeah, because I washed my hands when I left, like I always do. That's why my hand, like I had this thing on my hands a couple years ago, where my hands were like really dry, and I had this little rash breaking out, and I had to go to a dermatologist, and she was like, basically, what it came down to was the condition I had was critical ashiness. She was like,
Critical ashiness.
that's basically that's
a
what my wife
real
calls it.
thing? Okay.
That's,
Dry skin syndrome
it was
4.
a dehydra something fiend. Shit.
Hypersimplex.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
And I told my wife what it was, and she was like, so basically critical ashiness, huh?
Right.
And that's really what it was.
Eczema light and shit.
It was something like that. But basically the doctor said it was because I was washing my hands too much, and she took me off hand sanitizer because she was like, it's messy, it's drying your hands out too much. You need to really lotion up. You washing your hands too much.
See, the thing is, the logic in it, if you're going to use it and really follow the logic, damn near every time you touch something, you got to put the shit back on.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you gotta be a
Because you
germaphobe.
touch shit all day long. Getting in the car, out of the car, walking in the store, picking up items. Think about the shit on the shelf, right? Did you just pick up and put in your bag and take home and put on your shelf?
Yeah.
That shit was on the shelf.
Yeah,
You
there's
don't
viruses-
even know who put it there.
there's
You don't know if
viruses at
niggas
the
licking
house
on every
waiting
can
for
and
you,
shit.
man.
You don't know what they doing.
You don't know what they doing.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
There's viruses sitting on your shelf at your crib.
At your crib, you
just
delivered
waiting.
it.
They're just like, it's gonna be my time in 2 months. I'm gonna
Right. When this nigga
just wait
going
right here. Yeah. When is he gonna come in here and get these crackers?
Hey man, we got Al Green in the chat room. What's up, Al? Al had me dying laughing on Facebook today because he was like, "Look, y'all ain't no real Christians if this coronavirus is y'all ain't got no damn." Think about it, and I thought about that because
man.
I spent my whole young part of my life in church, and we used to always talk about faith, and you be leaving service like, "Yeah, I got the faith." Well, now turn it down. Oh, now we over here. It's time to use the faith, and they canceling church service.
Right. Ironic, isn't it? Isn't that ironic?
They gonna get at that dough some kind of way. They gonna do live stream. They gonna do WebEx, some type of shit where you gonna have to drop your dough, bro.
Church is on PayPal now, so they ain't tripping.
They not gonna say like, oh, we gonna cancel the this whole month and you ain't gotta chip in nothing. Please, man.
No, they gotta get the offering, man. My friend, a few years ago, I remember I was talking to her like a Sunday, and she was like, "Ooh, I gotta go to church service." And I'm like, "You going to church?" She's like, "No, it's online now." I'm like, "What? They got church online?" I couldn't believe it. 'Cause I grew up going to church physically. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go online and praise Jesus. That's just weird.
That's just
Hey,
strange.
man, I will say, though, back in the day, every now and again, I would tune in to Reverend Shooter on Channel 5, at the Crystal Cathedral, for church service. You know what I mean? So it's somewhat like that. We turn to him on the way to church. That's how much I used to be in church. I used to watch the dude on TV in church at 7 in the morning as I'm getting dressed, ready to go to church.
Damn.
That's how much church I used to be up in. And I ain't tripping, man. The church has its role. You know what I mean?
Does.
Right.
But
And the individual can decide for themselves.
But this is Corona time to use it. Come on, you telling me the Corona's better than Jesus? Hallelujah.
Well,
Come on, Jesus is the reason. Jesus got a whole season Christmas, but he can't beat the Coronas.
Man, can't beat the corona.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear, man, and I think fear is overpowering prayer at this point.
Hey,
I haven't seen
that's
too
deep.
much prayer on Facebook. If
No,
you've ever
no.
been seeing anything.
No
I ain't
prayer,
seen.
you're right.
You're right. I ain't seen hardly no prayer
Nobody-
on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But they'll try to get Trump out of office, though. Like, I pray that he dies. And
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Have y'all noticed how many people are not on the streets, though?
Yeah.
Like, the streets are fucking wide
Hey.
open,
I
dude,
love
to
it.
drive, man. I do. I know. I love it.
I
But
love
it's
it.
like, are y'all that scared, bro?
I don't like it right now because, hell, I quit my job and I don't have enough clients there for my company, breakthroughabvocacyservices.org. I don't have a full client list, and so I got to drive Uber to pay the bills in the meantime. So I got to.
So you need people on the streets.
I need people on the streets. Hey, Steve, I got out on Uber today at 7 in the morning, and guess how much money I made from 7 to 10?
$27.18.
$30.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
When usually that's like a $90. Usually, if you got a 7, you gonna make 90 before you hit 11 o'clock.
You'll make that with an airport run.
Yes, you know what I mean. So that's
it's
the normal.
affecting Uber as well.
I made $30.
Dang.
They're like, oh shit,
I'm sorry.
in 3 hours because people wasn't nobody going to work.
Yeah, my job actually just told us that we can work from home for the rest of the month. So I was thinking of driving up to Vegas to my spot and just quarantining myself for like a week.
Quarantine yourself.
Yeah. And here's what I haven't done this yet, but my friends right now, y'all need to buy Netflix. Fuck Charmin and all the toilet paper shit.
Buy some Netflix stock.
Netflix streaming
Yeah.
for the next between now and the next maybe month and a half,
Yeah,
it's gonna go through the roof because everybody's gonna be at the house
With no basketball on either.
no basketball. You're just gonna be watching like
Facts.
Van Damme over and over and over again.
You said Van Damme.
And I think it's gonna last longer though, man. Like this little shit, man, ain't gonna be 2 weeks or a month, man. They're gonna stretch this shit out where people gonna have this fear for a year, man.
Now I don't
Man,
think I see. This why I don't think it'll go that
I don't know
long.
if it's gonna go
I don't know
that
it's gonna go because America's got short memories.
yeah, but more people getting it though.
The thing is, it's already slowed down in China, and when they say more, like more relative to what?
Cause they got, I know that's the whole thing, right? It ain't a lot of people, but it's the numbers. Like it was 70, and then it was 300, and then it's 4,000. That's the frenzy, bro.
Let me get into what because I told some people like yesterday. I put a post up. I said, number one way to deceive people is to throw them statistics,
and that's
in
a very
any
good post,
that's
man.
in any area.
I've thought that since high school.
Because
So
it's
true.
like, and that's a quote that I got from one of my statistics professors. I wasn't the greatest math, like the algebra side. I didn't do business. I didn't want to take business calculus, so I didn't go that way. I didn't do the but I went the statistics route. Statistics made more sense to me than any other form of math. You know what I mean? I was like, I liked it. And I remember my professor said the first day of school. That's what he said. Statistics tell whatever story you want them to tell, and always remember that. And so, and I was made that post relative to like the NBA, they throw these bullshit stats out there to make you think Luka Doncic is better than Trae Young, and it's not fucking possible and not happening. But they can make you say anything with the numbers. But same thing in business, same thing in politics. And here's the thing. Numbers can work. But if you're going to throw numbers out there, we need to know all the numbers. You know what I mean? So if you tell me 4,000 people are dying, okay, how many people are infected? Okay, you told me last count I counted from ABC News, 4,000 people died, 130,000 were infected. Well, if 130,000 are infected, that's about the population of Inglewood.
But that's the whole world, right?
No, that was that was in the world.
That's the world.
That was in the world.
Yeah.
And 3,000 are dead. Like, that means tell me, okay, even if the worst case scenario happened and I get infected, I got a 99% chance of living. Because 99% of the motherfuckers who got infected lived.
Right.
And then let's break down, okay, who are dying? Old people. The people with the weak immune system. The people who about to die anyway, in other words. The same people who got to worry about the flu are the ones that's dying from the coronavirus.
Exactly.
The same people who can't beat the cold can't beat the coronavirus. Your ass, on the other hand,
right,
will be fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, because like a lot, there were like all these graphs, and like every graph that I saw was showing, okay, here's the graph of the amount of corona in the United States. Don't they have the graphs where the thing go up high and real low? It should make you look scared. It make you feel scared because it's like the amount of deaths was here, then the line spiked.
That's what I'm saying,
The line spiked to 3,000 worldwide in a world of 7 billion people.
That's what I'm saying. In a world of 7 billion people. So them numbers, man, well, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But when you canceling seasons and shit, graduation, they closing down colleges. See, to me, the colleges going to play themselves because they're showing that you can do college away from college.
Yeah.
They're showing the world that you can.
I could do college on YouTube now. Huh?
Man, but there you go. That's opening a can of worms right there. Like, damn, I don't even need to be there if you just going to say, like, we're going to finish the semester out virtually.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if I was a leader, I think I would just be like, hey, 60 and over, stay at the house. And everybody else can roam the streets. Because the statistics show, like, kids are fine. Anyone who's 65, 70 and over, there. And if you have pre-existing conditions, you have issues, stay at the house. Get in the basement, get somebody to buy you a lot of food and just chill out for like 2 weeks or whatever. But to scare everybody, like, people act, this is the thing that gets me. People act like this is an airborne virus. Airborne.
Right.
Like, that's why people are not on the street. You're not on the streets, really? Like, you don't, L.A., you remember the movie Crash?
Yeah.
People don't talk to each other anyway. So you're not going to catch anything. You don't talk to each other. You talk to a girl, she's like, oh, you talking to me? She keeps walking. You're not going to get anything from anybody in L.A. No one talks to each other here.
Man, my thing is this when it comes to the coronas. Look,
The coronas.
I call it the coronas.
The coronas.
When it comes to the coronas, man, look, here's some things that you have a much higher likelihood of getting fucked up over than the coronas. 1, falling off a ladder. More people will die between now and June falling off ladders than you will from the coronas.
The coronas.
Facts.
Yeah.
Another thing you have to worry about more than the coronas.
Tell us, bro.
Sleeping with a married woman. Or cheating on your significant other.
Hey, man, I don't do that
Most
anymore.
people, most interracial disputes, most women that are in jail right now killed a motherfucker that was fucking somebody improperly. So you got people out here that's married with 3 side babies trying to get a 4th, worried about the coronas.
That's a good point, man.
Nigga.
Living dangerously.
Yeah. When that dude
Smashing
roll
these
up-
high chicks. You smashing
roll
these
up
side
in there.
chicks at the Snooty Fox.
Yeah.
Raw dog with no plastic on them sheets.
Back to back.
And you worried about the coronas. What you got to say, Steve, about the coronas?
Man, I think you're right, and you hit the nail on the head. I actually do not mess with married women anymore.
That's deadly.
And it's because a friend of mine, Ian Edwards, a friend and I had a conversation, and he told me a story about how he passed a husband and wife in the mall And he looked at him and was just like, dude, if he had known who I was, I could be dead right now. And then we both decided, yeah, you're right. It's. I mean, you could probably die from car accidents. Probably the regular
That was
flu,
my next one.
if you're not careful. My thing is, me personally, I try to stay as hygienic as possible just from the regular flu and the regular cold.
Yes.
I'm not really worried about the corona thing. If it happens, oh my goodness, yeah, it happens. But I don't want to get a cold. That shit sucks.
You are like over 200 times more likely to die in a car accident on the way to get your corona's vaccine than from the coronas.
And your sanitizers.
Truth.
It's a lot of things. You know what else is more likely to kill you than the coronas?
What's that?
The anxiety worried about the coronas.
Ooh, that'll get you every time.
Stress is a motherfucker.
Get you every time.
That's what I've been trying to work on. Like, that's something I've been working on heavy as a big brother myself. You know, getting rid of the anxiety.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because anxiety is a killing. That's some killing shit right there.
And see, they call this shit hypertension, and it's a different name.
Yeah, hypertension sounds like a fun video game.
Yeah, that's a different name. God damn it.
Yeah, my friend's a doctor, and she told me, oh goodness, thank goodness, years ago, probably 2002, 3. She said stress will fuck you up more than anything else.
Yes.
Because I was stressed out as this manager at my job at the time, and I broke out in the hives. And she was like, "That's stress." I'm like,
and that was part of what was on my hands at the time. That's when I was still at my job. And that's why last year, last week was my 1-year anniversary from taking my leave. That was one of the biggest moves I made in my life,
bro.
Yeah.
Because even though that was a guaranteed paycheck, the stress,
it'll feel way better, right?
I feel so much better. Like I gotta hustle every day, to make shit happen. You know, you don't know where your next client gonna come from, but I know I got this vision.
Yep.
I know I got something in me. So if it's in me, God already found a way to work the shit out. So that's faith. Like when I grew up in church, I'm using that shit right now. You know what I mean? Going up and using faith because I know I got faith in me and myself.
They're not gonna put that paycheck. If you die from stress at work, are they gonna put that paycheck in your cash?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. Hell no. No. Ask me that question again. Ask me again.
Do you think they would put that,
hell no.
that paycheck in your cash?
No, Lord.
Hey, man, how come I haven't been on this show? I'm already
gonna give it to your wife, man?
Hell no.
She's gonna be like,
the Lord said no. Swing low. Sweet hell no. Hell no. Hell no. No. They ain't giving you shit.
Nothing.
And that's the thing. I like at my job, like, you know, I be working with all these kids and everything, you know, spending all my time working with kids. It's like, you know, we deal with all kinds of stress and stuff like that. And the job be like, look, you get 4 weeks a year. Take it or leave it. That's including sick and vacation.
That's right.
You get 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, nah. But man, this job, man, I'm tired. You get 4 weeks. But man, we need some more resources. These kids, you get 4 weeks,
right?
And that's it.
Yeah.
And they don't pay you enough to take a real vacation. They pay your ass enough for when you do go on vacation, you can sit at home and buy an extra bottle of Hennessy.
It's just to
drink
stay
away
home.
your pain.
Yeah, that's a staycation, baby.
Yo, when you're in New Zealand, Australia, pretty much Europe, dude, when they go on vacations, when you Uber, you meet people here in LA, you be like, oh, how long you here? 3 months. 3 months.
For real.
God,
for real.
Damn, I got like 3 weeks at my job.
And that's the thing with this country. We are in an election year. Everyone is so worried about the coronas.
Yes.
Which you're more likely to die on the way to the polls than you are the coronas. Anyway. And that's even if you vote from home.
Right.
You're more likely to die from an electrical short in your wall than the coronas.
The coronas.
But back to what I was saying about this whole situation when it comes to the whole coronas thing and everything. We don't. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot that we don't. That we don't know what's going on with this. I get that. And I get why people are worried, because at the end of the day, you want to be as healthy as you can be. You don't want to get sick. You know what I mean?
That's right. And you know what, man? Like, we've been joking about it or whatever, and I be seeing jokes about it, but really, I don't want that shit.
Yeah, I want it.
And look, that shit look ferocious. You seen that picture of that motherfucker? That shit, big old red fireball looking shit, look ferocious. I don't want that shit.
Oh, you talking about like the actual virus?
Yeah.
Man, you need to get off the web.
I seen it, man.
It's not red.
I
No,
know.
you know, the iPhone got a little emoji for it already. If you type in Corona, it's a little green little
Oh,
thing.
really?
Yeah.
See? And my point.
Type in Corona in your iPhone.
That's what that is.
Right, type in
I've seen
coronavirus. You'll see it.
Well, one is flu. Okay, well, I don't know. Whatever. Flu is blue. Corona's red. They say.
Whatever.
Is they banging on? They banging on viruses and
Well,
shit.
I don't. Like you said, you don't want nobody to get sick.
Look, and I don't want no new shit spreading and everything. So I support this idea, like let's nip it in the bud or whatever. But you just gotta be smart walking around, man. You know what I mean? And be like we always been. Just like keep your shit clean. Don't be all up in nobody's faces and shit. You good?
Yeah, that's another thing. What's one thing I do see good coming out of this? Because here in LA, you know, in America, we and especially in LA, we have a proximity rule. You know, 3 feet distance.
Yeah.
We don't really stand face. We kind of like dudes, kind of stand
Very
shoulder to
distant.
shoulder and talk. And I like that. You know what I mean? Because you know, you like to be able to do this, and you know, and not be able to hit somebody. You know, it's a lot of people here in LA that ain't from LA. They're from other countries, and they want to talk to you here.
Get in your face.
So hopefully the Corona teaches you here, motherfuckers, to bring it here.
Right.
Because they want to be all up in your face. Like, look.
The people in line at the grocery store be like right on you. Like you're related.
Oh.
Yeah, right on you.
Like, yeah.
Really, nigga?
Yeah, for real. Really, nigga.
Really, nigga.
Yeah. That's another thing. But here's another thing about this whole Corona craze that's tripping me out is that, like, I'm thinking, like, long term, what's really going on here? Like, NBA shutdowns is suspended for at least 30 days. NCAA tournament. No, keep it down. Yeah, I don't keep it down like that. I like to keep it like that. But no, I was thinking about what's going on. Yeah, with the NBA season, everything. What's the ultimate goal here? Like, what's
Look,
what do you think it is, Mike?
I'm trying to figure this out because the thing is, if this is what it looks like it is, which is a new kind of flu that's probably like a little stronger, you know, if you get it, like your risk is a little higher probably than the flu to be out on your feet or even possibly deaf or whatever. It's another kind of flu. When is the shit ever going to go away? Never, right? So how long are we going to do this charade, bro? And what are we going to get out of this charade? Because all these leagues, they shutting down. Everybody got to go home, park it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody go home. Are they getting paid? People losing their jobs, whatever. I don't know what's happening, right? So the panic, dude, is benefiting these people that's sending you home, man.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it. Like,
I have two ways of looking at it: half full and half empty. I'll start with half full. Dude, I've been investing since 96, 97 in the market. And unfortunately, a lot of my brothers and sisters that I know, they even comics and stuff, they don't know anything about investments or investing. When 9/11 happened, America went down. The financial system went in the toilet. I mean, it approached like zero. And one of the things I love about being here in America, because I'm not from here, is that you invest in America, America lifted itself up. If you look at everything that happened in 9/11, and let's say you invested $10,000 or $1,000 when everything happened, after the planes went down, like 2 days afterward, and you look at your money now that you had then, you'd have a house, dude. That's how I look at it, half full. In that I was looking at the markets the last 4 or 5 days. It's crazy. Everything is in the red, but my eyes are lighting up. I'm like, Microsoft is at that, Disney is at some ridiculous number that I have been waiting for it to be at. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to strategize and buy things that are going to help me make some money in the next 5-10 years, instead of like short term. The half empty part is, unfortunately, we have to realize that, this is life, and we live on Earth. And a long time ago, like, what is it, smallpox or whatever, took out like millions and millions and millions of people. It's just this stuff that you can't see can take you out in a matter of seconds, days, weeks, whatever. So we also have to remember that you got to take care of yourself and you got to be aware. I listened to this one billionaire guy, and he hedged $1 billion that the market was gonna crash this
I was gonna bring that up next.
This month, and I was thinking to myself, So that's now there's number 3. And it's hard for me because I haven't done enough research. Dewan probably knows more about this, but part of me is just like, there's an Illuminati out there that has control of certain things, and they can do whatever they want to shift the balance of the world. And this case is a perfect example of like,
it was to go deep. What you say? It was Ray Dalio.
Yeah,
he's the founder of the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater and Associates. You can look this article up. He made the hedge earlier last year, but there was a lot of articles written on him that around like November last year. The one I looked it up was from the Wall Street Journal, and it was saying he put a $1.5 billion bet that
Not
global
million.
stock markets would drop by March 2020. So my question is, what the fuck did he know?
exactly.
On the line, I got from Houston, Texas, Larry Goodwell. What's up, dog?
Good.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? What up, Steve?
Well, what up,
fellas?
player?
What up? Well, look, we having a repeat right now of 2007, 2008.
And to go off on, we are. And I'm glad you said it. It is a repeat because Steve talked about 2001. Remember what happened in 2008 when the crash happened? I'll never forget because I literally had like $18 million in funded loans when I worked in loans. Which was going to pay me a commission.
Yes.
Close to like 36 grand. And then one day,
Bow.
Greenpoint Mortgage closed. Countrywide closed. I had 2 loans in Countrywide.
I had a
the
Countrywide
morning they
loan.
closed.
I had a Countrywide loan on a house.
See,
And you got that feeling that they
and
get when they
I'm
jumping
about
out
to
the
make this
windows.
commission,
Yeah.
and so I didn't make any money, and so I lost. I remember the whole market did this, but I'll never forget. And this is one of the mistakes. It's 2 mistakes I didn't. One of them wasn't a mistake. I just wasn't old enough. I wanted to invest in Apple in 1996
Oh my God.
at $6 a share. My parents controlled the funds and not me. And my decision was Apple. Their decision was somebody else. And we went away with that. But that would have been a million because it was it was like 5 figures. Shit. But anyway, that one. The second one was when that stock market crash happened in 2008, and GM, General Motors, Cadillac, Chevy. They stock went down to 81 cents a share. General Motors ain't gonna go nowhere. You know how safe that bet is.
They're not gonna. In addition to that, I forgot to mention this, and I try to tell my friends this as well, and they need to listen to this. Apple has $250 billion in cash. Even if their stock went to $10 a share right now, I think it's at 90. No, I'm sorry, it's at like 300. There are so many companies that have over $100 billion in cash, not net worth or revenue.
Yes.
Cash.
More than countries.
It is really hard for those companies to disappear and go anywhere. They have the ability to rejuvenate.
Right.
That coronavirus they're gonna lose a lot of money, but they're coming right back. We're using our iPhones right now to stay up to date with everything with the coronavirus.
Right.
If they never made another iPhone again, they done sold so much data.
Be okay.
They'd be fine.
How about that?
And Amazon, same thing. I was talking to my coworkers today on a messaging app that we use, and everybody was talking about, oh man, I'm gonna order this from Amazon. No, I'm gonna order this from Amazon. No, Amazon is at $1,600 a share. That's expensive for the normal average guy, but that's crazy because if you have that money, it's gonna go back up to $2,000 once America stabilizes. You know what I'm saying? That $2,000 a share, that's.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, because in tragedy, there's always opportunity. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of millionaires and billionaires out there right now that are making a lot of money off of this. And they themselves are quarantined in their mansions or in the Caribbean islands in a cave somewhere or whatever.
On their own goddamn island.
So much money. And there's a spy somewhere, too. This is my conspiracy theory. There's a James Bond guy out there who knows about the coronavirus. He knew it was coming. He knew where it was going to come from.
James Bond.
Yeah, I think he's in with the Diallo or whatever guy that was. See, there's someone that knows more than every one of us.
Right.
And he's in cahoots with the billionaires. And those are the guys that are under the radar. The Russians that you don't see. That fuck the elections up.
Yeah.
No,
Very nice. Very nice.
That's some real stuff, man.
Larry, what you think is going on with this corona shit?
Goodwill.
Man, I personally think that Steve is right. It was put out there for a reason. It has to do with money. I was talking to one of my coworkers yesterday, and he made an interesting point. He was like, everybody can buy into this bullshit, but us as black people, we gonna always look deeper because we are used to getting fucked over
That's right.
by America. So everybody else can worry about washing their hands and all that old shit and being quarantined and all that. And black people are like, we've been washing our hands. We taught you motherfuckers how to wash our hands. There's something behind this. Because we're conspiracy theorists by nature. So my conspiracy is exactly what Steve just said. It's all behind money. We're going to cause a bunch of hysteria. And there's a bunch, while y'all are paying attention to antibacterial shit and being quarantined and schools being closed, there's trillions of dollars being made while everybody else
what's funny?
Being transferred, bro.
You know what's funny? Larry brings up a good point. It made me what Larry just said made me think about something. It's a lot of people new to this country. Like their family lineage came post 1965, so this they first go around with a lot of the fuck shit this country does. You know what I mean? Because the Japanese,
they first generation
like
fuck shit.
Yeah, because their parents didn't go. America after the internment camps and civil rights kind of chilled on fucking with the population like that. You know what I mean? Here's some little things you guys don't know. Look this up. Do you know that in 1951? The United States sprayed the whole city of San Francisco with a chemical to see how they react, just in case we were attacked during the World War. Do you know that?
No.
Look it up.
Without their permission?
Without their permission, just sprayed the whole city like. Do you know? Look up the Tuskegee experiment. What they did, they gave all those black men syphilis, and they said that they were giving them something else. Look up in the 80s. All of the black women that were sterilized in North Carolina over a little project that they had. Yeah. You know what I mean? America's always done some funny shit. Hell, let's go back to how they got here. People think that when America came, these warriors, Washington came guns a-blazing. No! They came with disease blankets. The cold is the first weapon of mass destruction used on North America. They wiped, according to Neil deGrasse Tyson on this show on the Cosmos, and also according to National Geographic, and also according to Oliver Stone's documentary, The Americans, 90% of the natives were wiped out by disease.
That's right. Yeah.
The guns came later once the systems were already compromised. Once the chiefs and everybody was dead and shit from the cold and the flu. So, people who are new to this country, you get a lot of new shit. A lot of new old shit this country's been about. Doing fuck shit and Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's a really good point. They regurgitate history a lot because, like, I think one of the biggest tactics in the wars, like in the past, is, man, if you have like a mole that's sick and you can get them into your enemy's camp or whatever, and these cats are like, they're out watch Gladiator, they're out in the middle of nowhere in the bushes,
Definitely.
just eating whatever they're eating, and you have like a mole or whoever that goes into that camp and gets everybody sick, you might be able to knock out half of your enemy.
Yep.
You know, that's crazy, like population control.
Yeah. Yep.
That's nuts, man.
And you got to think they didn't show up with an army, bro.
Man.
When they came here, they didn't have an army.
No.
They had to go back and report and get support to get, and they sent an army later to hold the shit down. They showed up with very few weapons and very few people.
In this book, The First Americans Were Africans by Dr. James Imhotep. It's out of print now, but the third edition's coming out. I saw an interview, says it's coming out in April. I encourage everybody to get this book when it comes out, because when a book's about our information comes out, publishers do funny shit and they find a way to go out of print. You know what I mean? So get these books right away. But in the book, The First Americans Were Africans, there was a report out of Christopher Columbus's own journals. They took a few paragraphs out of his own journals, and when he was reporting back to them in Spain, he said, when I got to Dominica, Haiti, Dominican Island,
Republic.
When I got there, the people were really nice. When they got past my first initial fears, they were really cool. So I figured, if you see an army, they're really nice. They're very hospitable. They're welcoming. They're friendly. So if you send me a support group of no more than 100, we should be able to wipe this whole island out. That's in Christopher Columbus's own journals.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't had that many, man.
Wow.
And And so, so here's what I think as far as like what I see happening. I look at this shit as a test run. Here's my quote unquote conspiracy theory. And remind you, the term conspiracy theory was created by the FBI, so whatever. Take that for what it's worth. As they were committing conspiracies. So yeah. Anyway, here's my conspiracy theory on this whole situation with why this is. And looking at how we're reacting. We're shutting down because, Caesar's old role. Give them bread and circuses and they'll be fine. Well, they're shutting down the bread and circuses for a month and they're seeing what we'll do. Seeing how we'll react. That's what I think, is what's going on. And when you see this hysteria, I think also that the ultimate plan is mass vaccinations for adults, because it's the reason why they shut down sporting events and not schools until now. If it's that bad, shouldn't schools be first and not basketball? Just ask the questions.
Right, kids are very important.
I ask these questions like, what industry runs the most TV commercials now? Pharmaceuticals. See, back in the 90s, you see a lot of local commercials, a lot of local Go See Cal car dealership commercials. You see D.R. Warwick and the Psychic Friends. You see a variety of commercials. But when you watch TV now, 4 out of 10 commercials are some kind of drug they're selling. Sometimes 6 out of 10. Mm-hmm. So if one industry is running that many ads, that means they're the ones paying for the programming. Absolutely. If you're putting that much bill for programming, do you think you have a little say in the programming? Especially the news and sports.
Yep.
Because what two industries, on TV gets the most live views? News and sports. That's where the highest TV ad dollars go, to news and sports. Because of DVRs and Netflix, that's the only thing people watch live is news and sports. Everything else, I'm gonna DVR this shit and watch later and fast forward the commercials. So with them having all of their money, with them being the biggest sponsors of news and sports, just using logic, this isn't just out there shit. They're footing the bill for it. Do you think they have a little say in what the news and the sports does?
They do.
Because they're paying.
They do.
Okay, with them having that say in what's going on in news and sports.
They're sitting in the room asking them, what do you need to get out of this?
Who stands to profit if adults are now have to have a mandatory vaccination to catch a flight to New York? Who makes the money? When people say follow the money, anytime anything big happens in America, because I know usually when something big happens, it's like a screenplay in football. When you're watching football and you take it back and you think they're about to throw it down deep and then run across and pitch it to the furniture now if the defense if the linebackers and the defensive line ain't paying attention, they're gonna rush up the field to the quarterback and the running back are running there for the touchdown. And that's what this is. America always throws a screen pass. But most Americans rush the quarterback instead of sitting back and watching like, hold on, where's this play going?
Right.
And that's what I do. Anytime I see all the news getting on one page, I take a step back and say, okay, what play are they running? Because when I watch history documentaries, when I read history books, the history books always tell me what the Americans thought when the thing happened and what was really going on. We find this time and time again when you take an analytical look at history. Well, how did they allow these things to happen? Well, because the people thought that at the time. So I'm thinking, well, if it worked then, and ain't nothing happened to make it stop working.
So who do you think though is paying attention? Is it because it sounds like you're saying the powers that be in America are paying attention, but are you saying also that like China might be paying attention? Russia is real quiet. South Korea is, I think, shut the country down. It's like, do you think they're also watching to see how we react to this?
They're reacting.
It's a war tactic.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm kind of rolling with you on this because I just feel like this shit was attempted before, right? But it didn't really jump off. Remember that SARS shit?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers was wearing masks and shit and all that, and it was some shit that they tried to pump the fear in us here. But it never crossed the ocean. It never got here,
China thing.
Exactly.
We just would go to Koreatown like we ain't fucking with y'all barbecue.
That's right.
Other than that,
it was
we weren't really tripping.
It was a wrap, right? to me, that was the practice, right? And they're doing it now, and it's just for the money, bro. And if you really want to get deep about it and look at China and what's going on with China and how China is spending so much money in America, so much money in Africa, right? And to your point
and
about
Australia and the Caribbean,
yes,
by the way,
facts,
they're
right?
building our stadiums for soccer.
Yeah, facts,
I
right?
just found out.
So if you look at that all going down, right, and you think about like what you said about how they're new to investing in America, right? This is some new shit we talking about with China, right? Like the last 25 years, you could say 30 years, right? Well, hey, let's pump up this shit here, right? Tank the markets, right? They jump ship. They all lose their money, lose their ass. They all jump ship. Everybody here know the game already. They just pump their dollars right back into it. It's going to go right back up, right? Get the dough, take the dough from them, do the transfer, and it's just like a quick money grab. They don't even see it coming.
Hey, do you know what you just described?
James
Do
Bond
you
movie?
know what? No. But do you know what he really just described? 1989 in the Japanese in 1990. Remember the whole, if you go back and watch any movie from the 80s, the complaint was the Japanese are buying up everything. And then the United States did an Allen Iverson crossover, whoop, whoop, that yen dropped. And after they developed the U.S. Bank Tower downtown, because the last time downtown went through a economic boom downtown L.A., the Japanese built it. And then they pulled the carpet from their motherfucking economy and bought that property back, all that shit. 40 cents on a dollar, 30 cents on a dollar. I remember Larry, I remember one time me and Larry we was at my apartment. Me and Larry was smoking. And we was talking about all this shit China doing. And I told Larry, this is when you was still in LA. I don't know if you remember this. I said, America got something for these Chinese motherfuckers. I said, they letting these motherfuckers build this place up. And when they done with the construction right there at the end, they gonna pull a rug under their motherfucking ass.
Man,
and get the shit back 20 cents on a dollar. I said that shit 6 years ago.
Look, they gonna Boston Tea Party they ass in another kind of way. They ain't never getting that money, bro. Them trillions of dollars.
Money back.
The trillions of dollars, these treasury bonds and all that shit. You could easily say this treasury bond is worthless now.
You ain't getting that.
Right. You ain't never getting that back. An individual can step up and be like, yo, I want to turn in mine. Yeah, but this whole thing, if they want to just say it come due right now, $4 trillion, we need it, no.
And that's the thing. Countries never pay each other back. They just go to war.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, Larry, what's your take on all this, man?
First, let me ask Mike a question. SARS, how long ago was that, Mike? Do you recall? Do you remember what year?
I thought it was in like 2003 or 4.
2002.
2002.
Okay, all right. So here's the reason why it's coming back around is because there's something in this world that they can reach everybody with in an instant, and it's called social media. So they brought the same playback. They just put somebody in motion, and that motion play is social media. Like everybody's connected. You can cause mass hysteria in a second. Everybody's got their phone in their hand, and so they running that SARS play. They just renamed the coronavirus. Here's my second. Here's my second point, and this goes out. Any black person that believes that the coronavirus just is what it is, and it just happened naturally, and it's going to kill off a bunch of people. Listen, man, you are a coon. And I hope everybody who thinks like that, I hope y'all get it and die. 'Cause we don't need y'all moving forward. There's always something behind this shit, dog. If you don't think that, then fuck you.
And that's the thing. And like, my thing is this: people are so quick to criticize those of us being critical. Look, you should be critical of anything anyone tells you. Being critical is a good thing, because and anyone who's in front of you, who's being 100, they don't mind you being critical because they know what they saying gonna check out. You know what I mean? So when it comes to like this, thing trip me out. People always be like, "Man, I love Malcolm X, man. Malcolm X is the man." Hey, look. Malcolm X said, beware of what the media tells you. 'Cause they'll have your ass thinking the victim is the hero. I mean, is the criminal. And the criminal is the hero. Right. You know, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But y'all know what the fuck it is. You can look it up. I'm only a couple words off. You know what I mean? Malcolm told you. Like, you got to watch out. And here's the thing. Because, like Nitty Fuller says, they always play both sides of an argument. One pattern, because you got one thing is as folks, as people of the earth, we gotta start doing pattern recognition. Going back to you talking about football, what do they do? How did the Western Europeans colonize the Caribbean? How did they colonize Africa? How did they colonize the America? Create a problem, sell the solution. Mm-hmm. They go into Africa, poison the water. The people get fucked up. They poison the water 100 miles up the river. People drinking it. They've been fined for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Now all of a sudden they get sick. All the crops dry up. Hey, I got a solution. I got a water filtration system that's going to clean that water up. And here's the Bible. Take my filtration system in the Bible. Give me this land. And you'll be fine.
Just give me a little bit.
Just give me a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
from here to that mountain right there, it's cool.
They did this. Is what they did in Haiti. People always say, "Why is Haiti so poor?" I'll tell you why Haiti's so poor. 1915, the United States invades Haiti. They go around. They shoot the people. They invade the country. They go out to the rice patches and they killed the soil of the rice patches so the people couldn't grow their own soil. They walked into Haiti's central bank, took out all the gold, and sent it to Chase Manhattan Bank in New York, where it still sits 105 years later. Haiti cannot grow its own food. Haiti's money's been stolen after their $1 billion tax that they had to pay back to France in reparations for kicking their asses out. You know? And so people, then they say, oh, Haiti's hungry. Haiti can't feed itself. Haiti's poor. Motherfucker, you created the problem. And that's just the history of how this place operates. And so when we see problems being created, we got to just sit back and ask questions. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes people really may be sick. I'm not saying people aren't sick from the flu. I'm not saying it's a fake. The shit's real.
Right.
All that's real. People's illness, all that's real. All I'm saying is don't be so quick to jump in and jump on things because what you jumping on might be to your detriment. We jumped on the Patriot Act in 2009, September 11th, and now it takes 2 fucking years to get on the airplane. Mm-hmm. But we said yes because we was in fear. What's your closing thoughts, Steve?
Man, you said something earlier that actually bothers me. It's deep. You said, wouldn't it be crazy if there were mandatory vaccinations to fly from here to New York?
That's coming.
And it's crazy to me because I believe something like that can happen. You know, especially after 9/11, you know, they want to know where you are at all times because, you know, they want to keep track of the enemy. But to get, like, I would have to go get vaccinated for me to go home and see my family.
Or work this government job.
Deep, man.
Or get this government position. Yeah.
But see, that's what I mean about the hysteria a year from now, man, and longer, bro. It's still going to be around. It's just going to be coming in these forms, bro. Because they said the vaccine is like 18 months away, bro. Yeah. So think of that.
Not in Israel.
But that's another part of the bubble right there.
Larry, what's your closing thoughts, dog?
My closing thoughts is wash your motherfucking hands and always look deeper in the shit because nothing is just always look deeper into anything.
The fact that you even had to say wash your motherfucking hands is atrocious.
Yes, that's bad.
Hey, man, you know what? The Moors did it thousands of years ago, and now these motherfuckers need a refresher course. So that's why I said wash your hands.
Yes,
wash your hands.
He said they did it.
I gotta put that shit at work on the bathroom stall.
Yeah. I want to thank y'all to listening to Hotep Ish every Thursday, 8 to 9, hotepish.com. Look it up. And just, you know, like we were saying, man, just think. Hey, you ain't, you know, and if they throw you numbers, read the numbers. Get deeper into it. Find out what's going on. Don't take things for face value. You know, use your own brain. You smarter than anybody talking to you. Anything I say, check what I say. Don't just fucking listen to me, goddammit. You know what I mean? Listen, think. Well, anyway, my name is Dewan B. Remember this. There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages. For those who are willing to pick up game. My name is Dewan B. We out.